So with that, I'd like to invite Tony to the stage, who's going to give us a bit more of a broader overview of what's going on at GBS, and we'll understand what's behind the statement, if there's a where, GBS has the way. All right, please welcome Tony.
Thank you. Firstly, thanks to the user group for the opportunity for allowing us to present. I just want to give a plug to the user group. They do a great job, and they've been doing a great job for over 30 years. They're quite unique, I think, around the world. They're a unique part of our GIS community and fabric in New Zealand. And if you're not a member, become one. I myself served or gave 8 years of servitude on the committee, but it was rewarding, so yeah, go for it. And there's a few members and ex-members here as well. If you're not familiar with GBS, we're an Auckland-based Esri Gold partner. We offer a wide range of consulting services and have been operating in New Zealand for 22 years and also in the US and Korea. So I'm just going to keep this brief. I know lunch isn't far away. I'm going to talk about 3 things. And the first thing is the key dates for the end of Web App Builder support. And yes, Eagle, we did change the slide a bit. So if you're using any custom widgets, you're on reduced support from July 1. And this means any browser or operating system updates could have an impact on any applications you might have. If you're on, or if you're using out-of-the-box Web App Builder with ArcGIS Enterprise, then you'll have a bit more time, as Web App Builder will continue to receive critical fixes until the end for support for the last Web App Builder Enterprise version, likely to be 11.4. For ArcGIS Online and Web App Builder, your apps will work, but you won't be able to edit them or create new ones. So, start planning now if you haven't already done so, especially if you're using any custom JavaScript 3 Xcode in your applications, and ideally you should be off that old technology within maybe the next 12 months. So you need to understand what apps need to be migrated, and are they fit for purpose, and is this an opportunity to improve them? Does Experience Builder currently have functionality that you need, and if not, how long can you wait? So make a plan, try and act now, and think about that migration. And you can talk to GBS if you need to about how you might do that migration. Secondly, just want to briefly talk about the GBS support program. It's 4 things. It's reactive support services, managed services, advisory services, and hosting services. So why would you need the GSP? You might want to address your resourcing concerns, and you can do that by outsourcing your technical GIS administration. These are, where's my mouse? Sorry about that. So address your resourcing concerns using companies like us to help you augment your core GIS team so they can concentrate on doing business as usual and building quality GIS products. So a key part of the support program is the managed services. This is where we can act as your ArcGIS system administrator. We can reduce your downtime. We can control your costs because you'll know what via a fixed monthly fee, so you know what those upfront costs are going to be, and we can increase your efficiency. Not really part of the support program, but we do a lot of enterprise implementations and upgrades. So depending on your scale, the migration from your older versions to your new versions can be quite complex, especially if you have complex architecture or complex content. So we've built some tools to help migrate that content. And if you want to know more about that, come and talk to us. But that helps you automate or partially automate moving that content from one version or one version of the platform to an upgrade, which can be quite time consuming and costly. Okay, I know you're feeling hungry. And on the session, or the next presentation after me, is talking about defining Wellington's best pie, so pretty apt, I think. Anyway, we're going to give you a quick fast food smorgasbord of top takeaways from the Esri Partner Conference and Developer Summit. And I'm all about healthy eating, so yeah. Okay, you've heard Eagle talk about AI. I won't talk too much more about this, but we do believe this is a potential game changer, a potential disruptor. Yeah, definitely a step change. The AI assistants are really quite cool. We saw a good demo in Palm Springs on this, and the first demo, they had really good metadata, and the output was seriously impressive because it uses natural language input, and that's the key thing. So the output was really impressive with good metadata, and I had Shane Pienaar in my ear saying, wait till there's no metadata. So the next part of that demonstration, there was what everyone else in this room probably has, possibly, like no metadata. So not overly useful, and the questions got a little bit more sophisticated. But the output was still really, really impressive. So those AI assistants, when they do come out, I think maybe early next year, play with them. It might change the way you work, and we think it's going to pervade everything that we do in the Esri space. Again, Eagle talked about this. I'll only just say here that for those of you who have trouble with your IT people within your organisations, and how many of you don't? Put your hands up. No hands. Okay, so you all do. This site here is actually geared for, as Scott said, this site here is really geared for your IT professionals within your organisations. It's not about understanding geography, but it's understanding the platform and the ArcGIS space, and helping them to understand how to build really good architecture. You can build architectural plans and all that sort of stuff. So I just want to reiterate that this is one of our top takeaways. And you saw from what Scott presented that this is something you should get your people and yourselves to look at as well. ArcGIS platform, platform as a service. This is a consumption-based or usage-based application only. So you don't pay for the kit, you pay for what you use. And you can develop on top of it, so it's geared for developers to build all sorts of applications, quite often, I guess, geared also for the consumer space. And just recently they've brought in editing capability, which we think is a game changer for this piece of kit, and we're going to be looking at this pretty closely for some of the opportunities that we have out there. ArcGIS Web Editor. So this is coming later this year. Essentially, it's a standalone web-based editor that will provide advanced editing capabilities. So while I won't have all the capabilities of Arc Pro, it will have more capability than out-of-the-box Experience Builder. And we think this will be likely licensed at the creator named user level. And by the way, we used AI to collate our top takeaways from the Esri Partner Conference and the Esri Developer Summit. However, there's always a human that has to interrupt things. I'm not sure how this one got on because it wasn't one of my top 5. But anyway, it was pretty interesting. So quantum computing. Essentially, using Arc Pro, we got a demonstration, not from Esri, but from someone else, to use a quantum computer via REST API to solve the basic example of the notoriously complex travelling salesman problem. This was done as a proof of concept and not by Esri, as I said, using publicly available and a very small quantum computer. So what we saw was incredibly basic from what it did from a point of view, what it did, not what the output was. And a classical computer could do it, but that's not really the point. So what we think we witnessed was maybe the start of another step change in computational GIS. And that is it from me. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony. And yeah, great to have that reminder about Web App Builder. I am a little guilty of still relying on it sometimes.